Welcome to Self-Made Mind. I'm Jeff. Welcome back. What is it about anger? People are angry all the time. People are pushing pushing people to a point where there's no return, basically. How do we get out of that point of being angry at everything and everybody as soon as we wake up? I'm not saying everybody does this, but there's always some kind of anger in certain people that it doesn't matter what it takes. I'll give you an example. I think, for me, there's three types of anger out there. There's anger that you have no control over, meaning that you shouldn't take personal. If somebody flips you off on the road or cuts you off, sure, you're going to be a little upset, but you can't take it personally because they don't know you. I'm in that category, unfortunately. I take it personal. Secondly, there's anger that your relatives or your real close friends, um, they will push you in a certain way. Maybe they will say something that's supposed to be funny, but you take it wrong, completely wrong, and you end up getting angry over it. Eventually, you make up, and that's it. It's over. I mean, it's done. And then there's a third anger where you just wake up angry. You wake up depressed. You wake up in a way that nobody's going to say something that's going to calm you down. You just woke up in a certain way, and it doesn't matter who says anything or what happens during that day. You can get mad at an inanimate object, and it wouldn't matter. I mean, you're right there on the edge of just destruction. And I don't know what we can do about that. A lot of us, I think, have some kind of anger deep inside us out of those three categories, or maybe something else. There's people out there that I know as well that don't get angry that easy at all, period. They have one of those calming um, calming souls, a calming mind that all of a sudden, I mean, you really have to push to get somebody angry or that person angry. And there's people out there like that, sure. But for the rest of us, what is it that is making us so angry in general? Is it society? Is it the way that um, society is supposedly against us? Are we looking at the news too much and seeing destruction and seeing the news, the bad news instead of the good news? Are we seeing things that we should be just kind of suppressing to ourselves and saying this shouldn't make me angry, I shouldn't personalize this, but I live on this planet, and yet it does. I think we really, as a society, need to kind of look at ourselves before we point the finger. I think that is the main problem. Again, I don't know a solution to it. I just think we need to point at ourselves and say, where's the root of all this anger coming from? And I really think it comes from us. The only way we can correct society and what they do is correct what's inside of us first. If we're going to get angry at something that shouldn't tick us off or piss us off, um, and just kind of, maybe marinate it, kind of take it in and say, okay, you know what, that makes me a little mad, that makes me a little disturbed over that type of news I see on the social media or whatever, but I'm not going to let it eat at me because that'll just anger me more. We don't take time to dissect what it is that's causing our anger. All we want to do is point fingers and saying this person pissed me off, this person pissed me off, and this thing pissed me off. Instead of looking at the whole broad spectrum and looking yourself in the mirror and saying, maybe I need to stop personalizing things. Because for the most part, the things that looks like they're pissing me off, I have no control over. The only control I have is for myself, to control my anger and control my way of life and the way I think. And so In a nutshell, I believe that we're all going to wake up a certain way. We're going to have a good night's sleep, or we may go to bed not too well. We may be sick. We might be mentally sick when we go to bed. But what we need to do is when we wake up, however we wake up, and I know this is easier said than done because trust me, I have a problem with this myself. We need to wake up on a way to having some kind of joy and happiness. Having that in your thoughts, knowing that there's nothing that's going to bother me today. Nothing is going to get to me. No matter what it takes, no matter what I do, I'm not going to get pissed off and I'm not going to get angry over something I can't control. You can't control other people's behavior, but you can control yourself. You can control how you react. And there's not enough people out there that do that. I don't believe in waking up on the right side of the bed because I kind of make fun of that. Well, and if you wake up on the left side of the bed, it's the same way. You're on a bed, no matter what side you wake up on. I personally am the same way. Whether I'm going to be depressed, whether I'm going to have joy in my life, no matter what side of the bed I wake up on, if I'm having a bad day, it's not going to matter. If I'm having a great day, it's not going to matter. So I don't believe in that waking up on the right side of the bed. I just believe that you have to have some kind of joy and a reason to live. And everybody does. There's a lot to this whole thing. But I mean, if we are angry with everybody when we wake up, or if we let things get to us, then we are destroying ourselves in the process. We're not getting back at everyone else by being angry at them. They can care less whether they started or not. We have to project some kind of joy in our life. Now, I know we're not perfect, and we're going to make mistakes. And we're going to have our bad days, and we're going to have our good days. But in general, being angry with society and being angry with people around you, especially those who you love very much, it's just a waste of time. It makes you more bitter, and it drains a lot out of you mentally and physically if you hold resentment or anger towards somebody. I want to read you a quote today and leave you with this. Nothing is more confusing than when you give good advice and set a bad example. Let me repeat that. Nothing is more confusing than when you give good advice and then set a bad example. I want to thank everybody for participating today and watching this. I want everybody to have a good day. Be good to yourselves. Seek into your own self a good energy. And we'll see you next time.